One's a former NFL star turned esports coach.
But I was getting the stink eye from my wife. She's like, "What you doing?" I'm like, "Nothing."
And one's a dad who can't stop playing Rocket League.
These kids these days, they're like, blah, 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 blah. We're used to jump and run.
Together, they welcome you to Ahman Green's Gamers Lounge.
Welcome to Ahman Green's Gamers Lounge. I'm your host, Ahman Green here, and we are about to have some big old fun times here today going into the Gamers Lounge. And so I'm super excited about today's show. We're rolling solo today. John and Rico, they were on family duty, which is all good. They went to, I think, to the movies and to pick strawberries. I think I picked some fruit, which is awesome. So if this is your first time in the Gamers Lounge, this is the ultimate destination for everything gaming, hosted by myself. So this show is a weekly getaway on the latest news, hottest game releases, and in-depth discussions about some of the biggest industry topics going on today. So whether you're a casual gamer or a hardcore esports fan, my lounge has something for everyone. So grab your controller, grab something to drink, settle in, and join us as we dive into the dynamic world of gaming. So check in real quick for me is it was Father's Day weekend, so I got a chance. I hope all the fathers had time to spend time with their kids, their family, wife, kids, and everything, and kind of just put your feet up. It's summertime, and it's summertime. It's that time of year where you just chill out, man. You know, hopefully you're able to do that with your kids, with your wife, like I mentioned, and family, maybe visiting one another. Brothers to brothers, stuff like that. So I was getting a lot of texts. I got a ton of texts. I remember I looked at my phone and I saw, like, at one point in the day on Father's Day, I saw like 50 text messages. And I'm like, oof, I got some work to do. I got to reply. And so it was good to get back to everybody and say hello and say thank you. And for all the well wishes of Father's Day and all that stuff. Got a chance to hang out with my daughters on the weekend as well. That's one of the big reasons I moved down there to Texas, is to be a little bit closer to my daughters. And they're in Dallas, so they're a few hours, about 3.5 hours away. So we was able to get a quick hello because I was just driving in from Nebraska headed to Houston. So stopping in for a little bit to say hello and just talk to them for a minute, giving them some words of knowledge and encouragement and love, because that's what we do as fathers. That's what we do as parents. You know, we want our kids, especially when they get older, out the house and you don't really hear from them a whole lot. You don't see them all the time. You want to make sure you check in with them, make sure they're doing good. You make sure they're doing okay. You know, I had a lot of things happen between close friends and family. I believe I shared it here on the podcast last week. I have family and friends pass away. Guys that are my age, my uncle, my mom's brother passed away. He just got buried yesterday. So, you know, life changes. Life is too short all the stuff that we see in the world, the good, the bad, and especially the drama stuff. So if you have time, to spend with your family, with your loved ones, please do it and take full advantage of that time. That precious, because that time is precious and it's quality time for a reason, because you get to really, I say, enjoy the people that really love you and that are close to you. Kids, your wife, your significant other, your husband, what have you. You do that, please. I say that's the spice of life right there. That's the secret sauce, when you get to hang out with your family and get to find out everything that they like or don't like, so what makes them laugh, things of that nature. So that is the fun, googly goggly stuff, the googly goggy love stuff there. So on that note, we're gonna head over into the quick hit news bites right now. All right. So in quick hit, let me get everything running up here. We got some fun stuff. So I got a couple titles, or a couple trending topics that I'm gonna talk about. One is John's, which I had to talk about it because it's just so cool and fun. But we're gonna start with mine first. So let me get to it. So my first one here is Nintendo Switch is going out with a bang, not a whimper. And so if you watch Summer Game Fest, if you watch some of the big developers conventions or showcases last week, because last week would have been E3. And so since E3 is not around, then these the developers do their own thing. They talk about their upcoming games. I even broadcasted and talked about Summer Game Fest last year, all the games across all platforms that are being launched. But Nintendo, in a sense, is basically creating a swan song for the Nintendo Switch that is coming to a very end. But they got some awesome games coming out. I said that's the part of this I love. They got great games coming out. So in the Nintendo June Direct, if you paid attention to that, which was last week, and then the previous months prior to this week, and months, May and April and March and February, we knew that some games are coming down the line. So Nintendo has confirmed that it will have news on its new console in the coming months. So that means Switch is in the twilight year but after a 40-minute presentation, which was from Nintendo Direct last week, we now know the console handheld hybrid is about to have a banger of a closing act. So when they say banger, that means big gaming titles are coming out, and you see those four characters up there. You see Mario, Luigi, you see Zelda, that's Princess Zelda, cartoony Princess Zelda, and you see Metroid going on right there. So that just kind of sets the stage for what I'm about to say right here. So some of the scheduled games coming out for the rest of this year. One game I've never played, but I think I'm gonna close out. I think I'm gonna close out 2024. And I think if you are a Nintendo fan, I think you should do this for yourself. The games that I'm about to mention, you should buy two of them, right? You should buy one for yourself, one for your family, right? And then one to maybe like a stock, because you'll get some dividends. You'll buy it at like 50, 60 bucks, then hold it on for a little bit and then get some dividends later on. So you got Luigi Mansion 2 in HD coming out, I believe next week. So June 27th, next week. So you got that hitting the shelves real soon. Then you have Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom that comes out in September. And we just got Tears of the Kingdom. And then obviously a few years ago to Breath of the Wild. So you have three heavy titles under one moniker, under one name, The Legend of Zelda. So you got Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, and now you got Legend of Zelda Echo of Wisdom coming out September 22nd, or sorry, September 26th. And then after that, Super Mario Party Jamboree coming out October 17th. So another fun game from the Nintendo franchise, from the Super Mario Brothers brand and franchise there. And then Mario Luigi Brothership coming out November 7th. And then Donkey Kong Country Returns. I've never played the last Donkey Kong, so I think I'm gonna do this one. That comes out at the start of the year of 2025, January 16th. And then to wrap up 2025, you have Metro Prime 4 Beyond and Pokemon Legends Z to A all out in 2025. So I'm super excited, and I like the two that at the end. I know for all the Pokemon fans out there, oh my God, I know my son, he's a big Pokemon fan, and he's gonna be all over. I'm gonna at least let him know. I don't think he knows. I'll let him know. I know he's gonna enjoy that. But just knowing that you got all the big name titles coming down the line is fun to know. And from a nostalgic say, I was like, man, Nintendo has been around since the mid 80s, obviously before that, since the late 70s, but still dropping bangers, and they're going out banging the drum very loud. So it says, even though we don't know exactly when Metro Prime 4 is coming out and Pokemon Z to A is coming out, those are big tentpole games that sends the Nintendo system into the next year, into the sunset with next year. But in just the next 6 months, all these other games are coming out that I just mentioned. So Legend of Zelda Echo of Wisdom, that's a big game. It's giving Princess Zelda a much deserved starring role. So she's not the one that you're going to be. She's not the damsel in distress. She is the main character. So with the unique puzzle-based spin on the series, unusual mechanics there. So for Echoes of Wisdom, and then Mario and Luigi Brothership is bringing back a beloved Mario spin-off series, which I've never heard of, but for the ones that are hardcore Mario Luigi fans, I'm pretty sure you know about this. Spin-off series after almost a decade and basically a holding pattern there. And that's just Nintendo's offering. So the Direct was full of so many promising third-party games like Dragon Quest III Remake and Fantasium. And so right now we are super excited. I know I'm excited for that as well. And so with Breath of the Wild already out and Tears of the Kingdom just dropped out, I believe, last year, this is some grounds for Game of the Year within any of these games. I say really The Legend of Zelda, with Echoes of Wisdom, and Metroid Dread potential, or Metro Prime potential of being a Game of the Year candidate or nominee at least, as the new system is coming out at the end of 2025 for Nintendo. So there you go on that note. Nintendo doing big things and making sure people understand what they're all about and what system. I can't wait to the next system, man. I'm super excited about that. I'm gonna go back and watch. I would suggest go back and watch the Nintendo Direct, because I know I haven't. So I'm gonna watch it after I'm done with this podcast here to see what are some of the details that they share. Because sometimes, just like in a movie, there's foreshadowing. So the people describing the new console for Nintendo, what it might do, what it might look like, it's all in the wording of what they're describing it to us. So I advise you to go to Nintendo Direct, probably video, probably it's on YouTube, check it out and see what the words they're using, because then they can foreshadow everything, what the new console will do, what it look like, color-wise, color scheme, and the type of platform that you like. Is it a handheld again, or is this going to be a straight console where you put on the table, connected to your TV through the HDMI? Who knows? But check it out. I'll say recommend check out the video. It'll give you a little information there. So on to the next quick hit news bite. So A Quiet Place, if everybody knows that movie, is the one action horror film where you have an alien species that has crash landed on Earth, and they are vicious, they're violent, and they're destructive. But if you're quiet, you will survive. So that means when they first landed, it was a complete massacre. We're going to see that in Quiet Place Zero, day 101 or something, Zero Day 1, basically. And so if you've seen all the other previous Quiet Places where you obviously, if you make a sound, you might come up short in the life department. So here is a video game coming out real soon. So this is A Quiet Place, the Road Ahead trailer. This game is made by, I know I had the developer. a second ago. But let's let the video play and go from there. Here we go. There we go. Quiet play. Video. So there you go. I'm liking what I'm seeing already. I love horror movies. You got to be quiet. Can't make a peep. He's making too much noise for me already. I like the graphics already. It's kind of, it gives me a Last of Us vibe so far. Any zombie / monster game, Resident Evil feel, but more of a Last of Us thing that's already. And the monsters. So there you go. You gotta breathe. Oh, and he has asthma? That's a problem. That's when your body can be detrimental to your health. Oh man, what's up, EO? How you doing? Inside browser and partners in time. Oh, what you referring to there, buddy? He's keeping this. Oh, he got a little device to make sure he's not making a whole lot of noise. So you got to creep. Of course, you got to creep around. This is the quiet place. Oh, game over. Oh yeah, you're done. See? A quiet place. The road ahead. Check it out. That looks awesome. That looks super fun. So be careful playing that game, if you know what I'm saying. Do not get loud, because if you do, you saw that big monster, right? He's gonna be in your face very fast, and that will not be fun. So on that note, let's see here. On that note, so we got mines down. So let's go down to what the best thing I've seen on social media this week.
You're so dumb.
What's up, JFK? All right. Best thing on social media here. Let me get down to it. Boom. Boom. All right. My man, actually, I reached out to him a few times, so hopefully he'll be able to come on the show. But a Halo pro by the name of Eli the Sensei. He's a baller. So just so y'all can see this, I found some of his I found his Instagram, right? And the Instagram is on point because my man Eli is a dog, a beast, a very good shooter on Halo. And here we go. If you get, I'm gonna turn the volume up. And he's lining this montage up with the music, so I appreciate him on that. So here we go. Restart. Headshot, 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 headshot. Oh, that's so beautiful. When you get a battle rifle or a sniper rifle headshot these days, oh, for myself, I just started getting really good at the sniper rifle, so I love it. But that battle rifle does so much work along with the commando. Not the commando, the other DMR. I'm sorry. So yeah, hearing that as he lined it up with the music, the guitar riff right there, that's genius. And even better, he's even more genius because he's just a beast at headshot and all that. And I watched a lot of his clips too, and he is that dude. I know it's an old clip from 2020, but still, when you see somebody playing your favorite game and they have mastered everything about it like he has, then yeah, I'm gonna put him on the show. I want to get him on as well. We reached out to him. I reached out to him a couple times through email. So he's probably busy traveling and everything. But that is my best thing I've seen on social media. So whatever team that Eli has played for, I know they've done pretty good. I know he's played on a couple of pro orgs or esports org around the country and around the world. But wherever he's at, I hope he's doing well, and I hope he can definitely make it on this show one day because I'm gonna get some tips from him for sure. For sure. So that is the best thing I have seen on social media. All right, let's put the stuff out there. All right. So what is y'all best favorite guys out there shooting and looting basketball, Madden, 2K, whatever, Street Fighter, Tekken 8? Ooh. What's up, JFK? So what's up, Mon? The game looks good, but it is RPG or something else. Or something else. They talking about The Quiet Place? Yeah, it's an RPG for sure. Because it's off the movie. And I say, if you read that article, go read it. It was I believe at where was it at? Oh, Gamer Rant. Go to gamerrant.com, look up a Quiet Place, and you could, it talks about the gameplay, obviously, and how production companies are now, they do better with horror movies because horror movies is just turning a horror movie into a video game or a horror game into a movie because it just relates better with a writer and a director because those games, you already know you're telling a horror story, which is a lot different than when you're like telling a movie or a video game into a movie or TV series like Halo. Like, in a horror movie who the villain is, who the bad guys are, who the good guys are, who the people are trying to survive, whatever. And it's just easier. It just transition over easier. I think sometimes with other movies like Halo, we have Borderlands coming out real soon, Resident Evil, or I'll say more like Halo TV series. And there's other series that didn't, or movies that didn't work out. I think people put too much thought into them. And that might be the dilemma that's what's holding up Gears of War, one of my favorite RPG shooters, because they have, I say, the characters online, because I've seen over years that, Batista, The Rock, and other John Cena guys that are big, because that's what Gears of War characters are. They're big, they're bulky, they're muscle bound, they're football build, they're wrestler build, D-line, linebacker build characters. So they have those characters in line, but obviously everybody's like, how does the story adapt to the big screen? The story of Gears of War, how does that adapt to the big screen? So they're still trying to figure that out. And I think they're overthinking it because the story real easy transfers over to me from the video game, from the small screen of our monitors at home to the big screen sitting at a theater, wherever you're watching it. So the new Gears looks good. They're bringing Marcus back. So they got a new Gears game coming out. Oh, I'm definitely getting it. I'm definitely going to stream it. It's fun. I love the storyline. It was always been right for me. But for The Quiet Place, check it out. For what we're about to go into next here. Let me see what's next on the slate here. We are going into games of the week. So let me get ready for games of the week here. Boom, boom. And we got some fun games. I'm already one game that I picked, John also picked, but since John's not here today, I get to talk about it. It's so fun of a game to watch this. Y'all gonna like this game. This is a fun game. Let me see if I could pull this up on the big screen. If not, I'll just run it off its page here. So let me share the screen here. So this game is called, hold up. Y'all gonna like the name of this game. Let me get set up here. Am I set up? Yep, I am set up. Boom. It's #blood, man. That's the name of this game. It's #blood. Let me hit the play button. Oop, that's the go back button. There we go. Download it. All right, man. This game is so much fun. It's on all platforms when it comes out. One-player game. Developer.
A video game about
is hold on, let me mute the voice a little bit. I'll let him talk in a little bit, but it is a First, it's a one-player game. The developer is Exit 73 Studio. Publisher is Humble Games, action game on all platforms, and it came out yesterday and is rated teen. And so you save your friends, you fight off the vampire apocalypse, and survive the horrors of your freshman year field hockey practice on #blood, spelled with a U, not two O's. A delightfully zany animated dungeon crawler that blurs the lines between action RPGs, hyperkinetic 90s cartoons. So slaying the undead is just another day at high school for Becky Brewster. Oh, we had a Brewster, right? TV show back in the day. New kid in town and the latest in an ancient bloodline of spellcaster vampire hunters. Root out demonic infestations through the town's buzzing social media. You get to use social media on this game, by the way, for all y'all I say millennials out there, and take selfies with demonic forces to analyze their weaknesses, power up your trusty twacking field hockey stick, and level up the latent magic skills through Gomoris and school supplies. There you go. So master the slaying game with the help of an eclectic cast of hilarious characters, and teach the vampires a thing or two about messing with Carpenterville High School or Carpenterville High. So I'll let the voice take it from there. So there you go. You kind of hear
Speaking of that,
the description of what you do in the game.
Media app is your lifeline to daily
there you go.
Use
Social media?
Friends with friends. Track
that just ties into what everybody's doing these days. That's a genius idea.
Sucked into your feed. Those giant tech companies have ulterior motives.
See?
Be sure to
stock
up on school supplies and other necessities.
Following us through
You'll find these
the
around town.
Even the video game is telling us what's going on.
And that shifty-looking dude in a trench coat. The missions you'll face are
I love the graphics here. A nice cartoony feel. It kind of reminds me of the TV show on Cartoon Network called Dexter's Laboratory. Dexter's Laboratory from Ron Paulson's cartoon. I used to watch it all the time. But now this has that feel in the game. Last year's game, kind of like this, was Cult of the Lamb. No, I never played that game, but I played it once. I did play it at PAX East when it dropped. But this is another game that has that cartoony artwork, which I love. It makes it fun. It's like I'm playing in a Saturday morning cartoon that I used to do on every Saturday morning. Wake up around 8 o'clock, and just hit the TV controller or get up and turn the TV on and watch Smurfs, watch G.I. Joe, watch Transformers, and now #Blood is Dead. It's that same artwork that is a part of some kid's childhood that's going to play this game, and it's pretty dopeness. So I'll let it run one more time so everybody see and hear the description beyond my own description. But blood, #blood is a nice little RPG, one-player RPG, so you cannot co-op this. The graphics, oh my god! And this is on all platforms. It's on Switch as well, Xbox, PlayStation, and I believe it's in Steam. So on a video game about social media. Yes.
Awkward high school dances. And a world.
This is big fun. This is a game I can introduce.
Assume the role
my mom. My wife. She'll play this game. We could take turns playing it. It's an RPG, and it doesn't seem hard, right? If it's on Nintendo, it's real simple mechanics. You got an A, B, X, Y, a Z button, a ZL, a ZR. So not hard to get, which I like in some of these games that are like this, that are built like this. The engine, real simple, so it makes it real easy to play and have fun. Like to what Nintendo does with Mario Party, and now they have that Mario Party Jamboree coming out here in the next 6 to 7 months. So here's where you upgrade your weapon. So
use the umbrella as a shield.
We got an umbrella. This is super fun.
And parachute off ledges.
Whenever you have a weaponized an umbrella, other than actually no, James Bond. Sorry, I forgot that.
The grappling hook lets you
grappling hook, a page out of Batman's book. I love it.
With your mentor Christofferson and unlock deadly
got a mentor, Christofferson. That's going to help you through the game.
expand your
of
arsenal with
is
ranged
is user
weapons.
friendly.
Nothing strikes a vamp straight in the heart like the precision of a number 2 pencil.
You got
Cherry bombs pack a big punch to get you
number
out of
2
a jam,
pistols
or
killing
even open
vampires. That's
passageways.
a shot to the 80s.
The
A shout out
enemies
to
you'll
the
face
80s.
are a menagerie of mutated monsters, malfunctioning machines,
There you
and
go.
bloodsuckers of every ilk, each requiring unique tactics to defeat.
Love the graphics.
Unsure how to eliminate a foe?
Oh.
Use that newfangled phone your dad gave you to snap a selfie pic.
Okay,
Learn their
I'll beat up
weaknesses.
close.
Speaking of that phone, Perch's social media app is your lifeline to daily activities.
Oh
Use it to
god.
make plans with
Well, this part
friends,
we're
track your
already
quest
accustomed
progress, and
to,
get helpful
the social
clues
media
when you're
part.
stuck. But don't get too sucked into your feed. Those giant tech companies have ulterior motives.
I'll figure
Be
us
sure
out
to
all
stock
the
up on
time.
school supplies and other necessities. You'll find these around town, at shops, hidden chests, and that shifty-looking dude in the trench coat.
All right, we saw this part. So
The
that
missions
is the
you'll
game
face are a
of the
test
week.
brawn
John and I
brains with
picked
many
this
tricky
game.
puzzles to solve.
It's a fun game. I say check it out. It's probably not much money if it's sitting on PlayStation eShop. I said PlayStation eShop. Wow, Nintendo eShop. Excuse me. And then PlayStation and Steam. Games on those platforms on Steam and Nintendo are not very expensive. So I would say over under. I'm going to go to the under of like $50. So $50 game, big fun, and it's something you can play with your kids too, which are I'll say above the age of 8, where it won't creep them out too much. So, all right, that is the game of the week. There, let me push off out of that, and we coming down. Wow, we flew. Well, just me, it goes a little fast when you don't have Rico and John. It goes, takes a little longer, but we are closing in on the end of the show already. Oh my God, it's only been 30 minutes. What, the French toast? No way. Yes way. All right, next up is what's on stream here. Where is it at? There we go. Oh, did I do game releases?
Release the game.
There we go. I don't think I did game
Time
releases.
for the game releases. Game releases.
Gotta do it. It's my podcast. I can run it how I want to. And now here's what's on stream.
Row, row, row your boat gently up the...
Go that way, right?
Excuse me. It's time for What's on Stream.
So what is on stream is wrapping up season 1 of Shogun. That obviously is a older series that's been around for a long time. We got Catherine there. Hey, how you doing there? And you saying hi to Marcus. I hope Marcus is in the chat. Let me get over to Shogun here. And we have get this thing started. Get on mute. Getting ready. There it is. So we have Shogun. Episode 9 is Crimson Sky. And so if you heard and watched and listened to me talking the last couple of weeks, Crimson Sky is a battle attack code name, basically. So it's basically raining down terror on whatever city or lord they attack. So Crimson Sky is obviously the arrows coming down, killing everybody. So this episode is that. It's a rough one. If you are watching it and you haven't got to this episode, so spoiler alert here before I dig into it now. So Crimson Sky, Mariko arrives Osaka for the fight of her life here. Blackthorn and Yabushig scramble to save their own lives, their own heads, literally their own heads, because like I said, this is a Japanese, and you have samurai. They're literally heads are rolling, heads are getting chopped off here. So on that note, saving their own heads as their own options to dwindle. So on that note, as we know from the last episode, we had a couple lords execute themselves. They stabbed themselves in the gut, got beheaded. That's where Toranaga right here. He is mad and upset all at the same time, because those lords were also great friends of his and helped mentor him as he grew up, becoming a lord when he became a lord at age 12. And so now we have Lady Ido here. as the screen thinks about it before it goes on. Lady Ito and Mariko are basically, as we know, we found out a few episodes, and we knew this the whole time. They were childhood friends growing up that eventually went their ways. But now in this episode, with the drama of Mariko and Toranaga being kind of separated from all the other lords, and all the other lords in the space is not really, supporting Toranaga and telling, really not believing in what he wants to do. And so now Mariko is like, I need to go to my lord. I need to get out of here. So her mission in this episode is trying to get out of the Osaka area. But unfortunately, she is coming across, I say, resistance to do that. So it says, so on that note, so the whole episode, she's contemplating and admitting faults, but also reminiscing about the past with her and Lady Ito in this case. And so it makes it tough on her and Ito, because Ito, she is with the one lord, and that is against Toranaga. And so with all the things she's facing, she was a child, having her husband, not really them not meshing, and then the family kind of being shunned, and all the drama she's going through now, and other things that get thrown her way. It says, I'll read this. Catherine says, Mom, my intern Marcus wants to hear the man I've been talking about since the Ohio State esports tournament. I'm the desk girl who loves. Oh, gotcha, Catherine. All right. So now, I'm breaking down Shogun. All right. So on that note, we have Mariko and Blackthorn and other things. I was talking about Mariko, that she is now got to basically state her case in front of the lords. And obviously at this time, in the time that it is in, women, have very much, or expected to say very little, and don't have much to say. So for her to address the council and to be forthright and to have confidence and to say it with conviction of what she wants to do. She wants to get out the city. She wants to honor her lord's commands and get out of there with Toranaga's wives and what have you. But the other lords basically don't grant it to her. And so I know the video is kind of is thinking about it, is buffering right now, but I'll just keep on talking. And so on that note, the video then eventually gets to, and this episode gets to, where Mariko is like, you know what, if you're not going to let me leave, I'm going to have to, or since I've, dishonored my lord, since I cannot finish what he asked me to do, I'm gonna have to kill myself come sunrise. And of course, hearing that, Blackthorn hearing that, and Lady Ito hearing that, it's like, whoa, like, did we have to go? Did we have to go that far? And in this culture, as we know it, during this time, everything is by the book, is very traditional sense, and things would go that far only be to honor and keep the respect of the Lord, of the higher dignitaries that are in the space. And so she is just a translator, but that cannot finish her lord's wishes. Toranaga want her to return to him, to be on by her side, to translate things, and she cannot. So she's like, you know what, I gotta end this. And so we've seen the battles, we've seen the people that's already died too, from all the politics going on, as you saw in that last picture there. And so Toranaga, having lost his son already and having being shunned from Osaka, Mariko's ready to go, but is, like I said, is met with resistance. And by the end of this episode, if I could get to it, I might just try to see if I could skip ahead, because I'm kind of far already. And even Ishido, that's right there, the man there, he's kind of on the same, he's fed up too. He's done with things he's seen and heard, people, friends die, and now people like just turning against him, that this doesn't to him make sense. And because of all this tradition going on, when just follow your gut, he wants to actually help Toranaga and also get there by his side too, and what's going on with him losing his son. And so even him alone, it's also like, come on, y'all, stop going by. We don't have to go by these rules all the time. Let's just settle this thing. But in the end, it comes down to then Ito trying to like strong arm Mariko into staying, but of course she doesn't. So the big scene that comes up here, hopefully, like we said, Mariko when she was before she was a part of Toranaga's clan, that's her in the snow. But then also now, in this scene here, she's talking with the Portuguese priest about all her tough times in her life and what pulled her through, and then listening to him when they had their conversations and him giving the cross, and where she could get some support that helped her, figure out like, look, if I don't, if I'm, part of this religion, if I could commit suicide, it's not a good thing, but a part of our culture is the way things are. So she's kind of in that place as well. So we got some, interesting things going on. We got cultural differences, obviously, with suicide and what she has to think about for herself and for her family. She does have a son, but and so yeah, it's getting good. I'll say this series is getting good. If you haven't watched a Shogun, it's on Hulu. I would advise y'all, if y'all want some nice chill entertainment, it is subtitles. I will tell you that, but there is a setting. You go into the settings, you can enable English transcript, so you'll have a voice telling you what's going on. And so you can click that, enable that, and then boom. And we're getting up. And so like my man here, he doesn't want to be there either. So the one scene, I want to get to that one scene. Let me see, here it is. Where is it at? Where is it at? Where is it at? Where is it at? Because it's going real. So I'm a little bit ahead of it. So here, this is where Mariko obviously is knowing that this is going to be her last night, talking to Blackthorn about that. And he's kind of like, really? You got to go this far? And obviously he doesn't like that either. And then here in the next scene coming up, she's also hit with her son, who is like fed up with all the drama and the family kind of being like kicked to the curb. So he even says to his mom, can you stop all the drama? If not, I'm gonna marry who I want to marry, and I'm not going to be a part of this. So he's basically abandoning his mom. So Mariko gets that too. Her son doesn't even want nothing to do with her, because of through his eyes, he's making it seems like she's causing all the drama when she's not. She's just honoring her lord Toranaga, as women did back in that time. And here's the scene where she's finally got the crew, got the wives, and trying to walk out of Osaka, but they're permitting her to do that because she does, or they're keeping her from doing that because she doesn't have a permit. So she comes with her samurais to come and fight her way out. And this is a good action fight scene of Mariko and the samurais fighting till they're basically protecting their vessel, but dying for it, and very honorable deaths. But they do not make it out. They're outnumbered, outmanned. Even Mariko got arrows at her feet and nothing. She didn't even blink an eyelash, and she's trying to fight her way out here. But the fight, she's one person to 8 or 9 people, and it doesn't, go her way. And I'm thinking she was going to get ended right here by one of the guys. But at this moment, you just found out it was too many guys to fight through. And so she just kind of gave up. But she's upset because they prevented her to get to her lord Toranaga. And so this is when she says again that she's going to take her life at sunset. And of course, everybody's like, really? Again? It's like, no, she's hardcore about this. So, and so the end of the episode is going to be, I say, it's a big boom at the end here in a few minutes here. I'm going to just get to the end of it. That's why I'm one of those type of peoples. So you had some interesting stuff. You had shinobi. So ninjas come into the building trying to ambush everybody who was trying to leave. Mariko, she had to stay, but then they were like maybe going to try to take her out as well. This is Ito's little inside plan that doesn't go that way because of the one lord helps out. And so at this moment, this is after the shinobi kind of basically trying to come and kill Mariko and crew. And so she protects them from leaving the door, and because the door is laced with bombs. And unfortunately, this is where we like I said, spoiler alert, we lose our one fantastic character, fantastic actress as well, Mariko. We lose her when the troops from Ito's clan blow up the door, as I see right there, and that ends the episode. So there's nothing after that. If you watch it, once you watch the episode, you just know that this was Mariko's last stand. And knowing, there was conversation during the show about, kind of like a foreshadowing of a conversation about a poem of what Lady Isha. I'm getting names mixed up. Don't listen to me on that. Just know this. They kind of reference flowers hitting the ground. And so that means obviously something bad going to happen later in the episode. And it did there with Lady Mariko burying herself between the door and everybody else in the room. So we're going to start episode 10, which will be the final episode of Shogun without Lady Mariko in tow. So she, from the blast, look like she's dead now. So just so if you're tuning in, if you are watching it, like I said, it was already, I announced this already, spoiler alert, but for now, going to episode 10, it's going to be interesting how this season ends for Shogun here and Blackstone. So on that note, man, it was, I say, tough to see things end on my end. I was kind of a little surprised because she's a main character, and so for her to kind of bite the bullet or get blown up, in other words, I was kind of a little surprised, but nothing really big surprised me watching TV shows and movies as well, because you always got to have a nice twist at the end. So that wasn't a nice twist. That was just a twist that took out one of the main characters at the end of season 1. So obviously we'll see if she's still alive. I mean, she could still be alive. I don't know. I would hope, because I like the actress. I like the actor. I like the character as well. She, her and obviously Blackthorn is a thing. And so, but we'll see where this goes. So we got episode 10 coming up next week. This was episode 9 recap, Crimson Sky of Shogun. So again, I like to say thank you for listening in on that recap. And for the show itself, we're right at the end here. So I like to share, for any of you new to the show, there is where you can find me on social media, on Instagram and X, Ahman Green 30, all one word. On TikTok, Ahman Green's Gamers Lounge. I'm on there. And then for my co-hosts, John and Rico, there are their social medias where you can find them. And building up my my foundation website. So I'll be hopefully publishing that very soon here. So you can go on there and donate and also help fundraise for us in any sort of fashion. So I'll be getting that website blasted off here in the next couple of weeks. It takes a little time. You got to build in all the, pictures, you build your store, all that stuff. And I'm getting ready for that, I could start, doing events, fundraising, and have a program with esports and football, because that's what I do. And so I appreciate everybody coming into today's show. I hope you had a good time. I hope you learned something you didn't know about myself or the video game industry. It's a lot of fun stuff going on right now. Remember, it's summertime, so you got game companies that are going to cons or having their own showcase, or things like Summer Game Fest, where all the big games they're making or working on, they're doing beta. So you could go out and you could go online and see what games are new and do a beta testing and play it. And so reach out to companies, reach out to developers, because they're doing it now. So if you're a gamer like myself, I know a game I talked about a couple weeks ago, Star Wars Hunters. That's a game. If you're a content creator, you could go to Star Wars Hunter, I believe, like Google it, go to the website, and it'll give you could sign in and put your Twitch channel name in. And if you stream it, you can get some drops that they will give you for playing that game on your Twitch channel. So there you go, a little nugget right there. So hope you have a great rest of your week. Today is hump day, so hopefully it's downhill for yourself. I know this weekend I'm gonna have some fun. This weekend, last week was tough with family and friends, like I said, but this weekend is gonna be fun. Going to pick up my granddaughter tomorrow, and we will be watching movies, hanging out, doing little kid stuff. So I'm super excited for that. So I hope everyone have a great rest of your day, and see you same bat channel Same bad time here on Ahman Green's Gamers Lounge. Peace out. All right, here we go. I'm gonna go here first. Is the music going? Get the brand new. Turn that off. I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna say bye. Do this.